A New Orleans mother continues her fight against complications from a COVID-19 infection 9 months after she was first diagnosed. In May, she went into preterm labor and spent weeks on a ventilator. She's now at home with her children, but as Kimberly Curd shows us, she is still dealing with the virus's effect on her body.
We first introduce you to this mother of 6 in May as she held her baby boy for the first time after spending 72 days in the hospital. She was 35 weeks pregnant when she tested positive for COVID-19. She went into preterm labor and had to undergo an emergency C-section at Touro Hospital in New Orleans. She spent weeks in the ICU and was on a ventilator fighting the virus.
I had days when I was happy and I had days when I was crying like a little baby. It was a challenge.
That was in May.
When I was holding him, it was like he did this one thing. He put his hand right here to my face, and I'm like, oh my God. And the tears just went down my face. I was like, this is what I was fighting for. This is exactly what I was fighting for. My kids.
This is Trichelle McDaniel and her now 9-month-old baby Brian now.
I was perfectly fine before I had COVID. I was 100% independent. I was still, matter of fact, the day I went in the hospital on March 11th, I was supposed to go to work because I was still working. I was going to work till my scheduled C-section was April 8th.
McDaniel is one of the so-called COVID long haulers, patients who continue to suffer with prolonged symptoms months after their infection.
Having complications, I still go to therapy. The thing that really that bothers me the most is not able to change the baby, putting his clothes on, and giving him bath. I need assistance with giving him baths and things like that.
McDaniel tells us she's now in occupational therapy for those complications.
You know, I had toes amputated. I had to get 2.5 toes cut off on the left side. Nerve damage is numb, these 3 fingers are numb all the way up here. It just got this weird feeling, and sometimes when I go outside and the air hit it, or even if I'm in here and the air hit it, it's so painful. It's painful. It brings tears. I cry all the time for it. The pain that I go through on a daily basis, it's unbearable.
Despite that, she says she looks at the bright side.
I think about it a lot, and it really is frustrating, but I have to look at the brighter side of the picture, meaning I was spared my life. I still have my life. I'm still here to raise my children.
She says her story is a reminder of just how serious the virus can be.
It's real serious, people. We got to do better as a community. We have to take matters in our own hand, wear masks.
McDaniel tells us baby Brian is doing great. He was born healthy and tested negative for COVID-19. Liz.
Thanks, Kimberly.